Hey, happy Father's Day. Still into this COVID weirdness. You like my COVID cut? My daughter Callie said, "Time for a haircut, Dad. How short you want it?" And I said, "Oh, it's hot out. Make it really short." Oh, it got really short. She cut it down to about a half an inch all over. Can't remember when my hair was this short. When I was a kid, my dad would give me what he called flat top. This little buzzer, made it straight across the front, shaved everything, put a little bit of butch wax up there, and cut it with some scissors. Back to the same old style, except no flat top. Hey, I just want to take a couple minutes here and thank all of you guys that have subscribed to my channel, and the ones that give me the likes and the comments. I've been working really hard to try to build a community of like-minded individuals. You don't have to be an arborist. You don't have to be even in the industry. Just people that really love trees and want to learn more about trees. This is my 47th year in business, and I'm still out climbing every single day. I'm exempt from being restricted from working. I did take a few weeks off in the beginning of all this, which was a little odd for me, but I'm back to work full time. I'm up in a tree every single day. I'm very, very busy. I can't believe how many jobs I've got. My crew is not quite as full as it should be right now, but I'm getting it back together. My son has got a bit of a problem with childcare, which was something I really didn't expect from this whole coronavirus thing. He can't find anyone to watch his kids, and now that they're out of school, well, they were doing homeschool, so he had to be there for that anyway. So he hasn't come back since this whole COVID thing has started. So God only knows when this is going to come about. But, lately I've been spending a lot more time in my wood shop. And if you are an arborist, and you do work with trees, I'm sure you're always thinking about, you find a neat piece of wood and you say to yourself, what can I do with this? Is this good quality wood? But more often than not, you chuck it into the chipper or throw it away. It's firewood. Here's a cool piece of wood. I want you to look at this piece of walnut. This is the graft union between two trees. This is the black walnut, and this up here is the English walnut. So this thicker trunk was grafted to make an orchard tree, and look at that demarcation of the differences. It's like two separate trees merged together to make one tree. Grafting is interesting. Now this is a real thin piece of wood right here. I could use it for a jewelry box top, or anything that requires a little bit of character. But when you find something like this, quite often you could utilize it in a wood turning, a bowl, or something that will exaggerate that line. And oftentimes you can tell a story about the union of the English and the black, because all you're doing is processing. And we do a lot of that too. I can't tell you how many times I've watched a beautiful piece of wood go through the chipper thinking, oh, But I do enjoy my woodworking, and a lot of the stuff that I have in my shop is from trees that I have processed. I've salvaged lots of walnut and maple and ash and lots of good hardwoods, and a lot of good softwoods too. Pine and redwood and fir, sometimes red cedar. Depends upon what I'm into. I shared with you a while ago that I'm working on a toolbox. It's coming along. Here, let me show you where we're at on this one right now. I've got a beautiful piece of wood that I'm trying to incorporate into the lid. It's a really wide board of walnut. Here, let me get it out. I'll show it to you. Look at that board. Isn't that magnificent? I mean, it's 24 inches wide and 38 inches long. It was bigger than that, and I trimmed it up and made it fit the toolbox. And my first thoughts were, oh, what a beautiful piece of wood to incorporate into my toolbox. But what you have to remember is across the width of this board, you're going to have expansion and contraction that is going to be quite significant. I'm guessing that seasonal changes are going to be at least a half an inch, maybe even 3/4 of an inch in and out. So the way I build this lid has got to be consistent with understanding how wood moves. Let me put this down. It's a heavy piece of wood. Look at how thick it is. But there aren't any cracks in it. Haven't finished sanding it yet. My tool chest has been a long, slow project that I've been taking my time with, and I'm not doing it perfect by any means. I've been making a lot of mistakes, but I'm learning how to hide my mistakes, which is in itself a very important thing to learn in woodworking, because all woodworkers screw up from time to time, including myself. I make a lot of mistakes. Sometimes it's because I'm moving too fast and don't slow down and think about what I'm doing. There's been a few cuts that I got in there and cut. Oh, I totally blew it. That should have been a pin, not a tail. Why did I cut that out? Why didn't I mark it? I start over with a new piece of wood. And those types of mistakes are really frustrating, but they're also kind of important, because if you don't make the mistakes, you don't learn how to think like a woodworker or to react like a woodworker. You have to slow down. There's an old saying, measure twice, cut once, and that goes a long ways, because if you're too fast in what you're doing, if you measure once and you say, okay, it's 31 3/4 of an inch. Oh, I forgot, it's to the outside measurement. So the second time you measure it twice, it's like, okay, let me double check, double check, and that'll get you through a lot of your projects. I hope some of you will take the time to get into woodworking a little bit. I know that probably 10% of the videos I do in this channel are based on woodworking, but I'm not really trying to build a woodworking channel. I am trying to attract like minds, because tree workers and woodworkers and people that work with their hands, we're all kind of cast from the same mold. We have the same kind of ideology. We have the same kind of passion for what we do. Anyway, happy Father's Day. We're doing a barbecue today. I'm having a couple of my kids up. Stay safe out there. Let your kids give you a haircut. And give me some thumbs up and some comments. I really appreciate the comments. All right, take care.